not super used to. Let's see how the audio is. Okay, here we go. All right, welcome everybody. We are live. We're back. It's season 7 of Zenith Online Racing. Tier 1. It's the preseason test. We are in Spain. I'm Arbiga, back in the booth as always. And tonight, joined by a very special guest, longtime veteran of the ZOR League, and Tier 3 champion, GP Colin.
How's it going?
Welcome back, GP. I guess you're racing Tier 3 again this year, right?
Yeah. Circumstances unfortunately unavoidable.
Gonna defend that title.
Yeah, it's a unique situation. You don't usually get to do that, but I'm looking forward to it. Got the same teammate, same car, so yeah, gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt. How's the audio sounding there, Merman? Odds, digital spins. I'm putting the odds at 50-50 tonight. It's very easy to spin. How's GP's mic? I think it sounds a little quiet for me. I'm not sure how I sound compared to the audio. Maybe I'll just pop this into my ear real quick. Oh, there's a spin for Adri at home. Yeah. So Adri's had a moment. A little bit of an embarrassment at home. The Spaniard, currently living in Great Britain, has damaged his wing. Not a great debut or return, I guess I should say, to Tier 1 for Adri. But he did win the Tier 2 championship last season, so instantly promoted. So Adri making his debut, obviously driving around without a front wing, not ideal. I checked the audio for me, and I sound good, so yeah, you sounded a touch quiet. I think you're okay. It might just be the onboards. They might be just like a little bit louder than.
I'm just a little shy, I guess. Maybe I ought to just break out of the shell.
No, yeah. Well, I don't think it's anything. I mean, you could always, if people are saying, "Oh, we can't hear the other guy," then we'll bump it up. But yeah. I mean, I can still hear you, so I would assume that everybody in the chat can hear. All right. Because when I checked the audio, I was like, "Oh, I'm much louder than I'm much louder than the game compared to what I thought. Like, I thought I was a little too quiet, but no, I think I'm good." So, yeah, new mic I picked up. The other one was giving me some wonky little issues, and it was a cheap kind of like fill in a gap headset, and I decided this time I was gonna buy something a little more proper. So, until people start paying me, Puff. Until someone starts paying me, or I start picking up some Twitch donations, then we'll have to just stick with the low grade quality headset.
Well, you're plenty wealthy in compliments and in your broadcasting, so I mean, you just need to convert those into dollars somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna start posting clips on Reddit and say, all right, who's got money? Who out there is willing to throw money at me? And like. You know, if I can broadcast 2 or 3 nights a week and make about $20 a broadcast, I mean that's some decent coin. Yeah, right? That's not bad. $20 a broadcast. I'd do a fairly good job. I'll even not drink if you pay me. How about that?
It might not be the same.
No, it'll be the same. Yeah, it'll be the same. Don't you worry.
Well,
I have
I could tell you that this. I was checking out the stream last night and what Puck and the guys put out. And that was awesome. The teams in every tier, it's like matches, incredible. They're just such great competition throughout.
yeah, no,
An exciting season in all three tiers.
yeah, absolutely, and that's something that they moved towards. That was the creative direction of some of the newer admins, I should say. Me and Puff started this thing out, and now most people know I don't do any of the hands-on management anymore. I'm just kind of here, providing life advice and commentary. So that's what you can expect. And then Puff has, yeah, Puff has the gavel. He puts the hammer down when needed, and the other guys bring in some creative direction. Fuzz, good ideas. RC with the talent, and he's very level-headed. RC, he's very find his decision making very sound, personally. But yeah, these guys do a great job running this place, and they've really evolved it and turned it into something, I think, even beyond what me and Puff had in mind. I mean, the ranked tiers with the qualifications to make it into each group, and it's pace sorted, and what we see is the result on track. I mean, the last few seasons, you can go back and watch all the old VODs if you're new. Last season was great. It was very, very competitive through most of the field. We were having like the top 7, top 8 cars qualifying within a few tenths of each other, and the races were the same. There was a couple guys that would break away out front, and then rest of the pack would pretty much all be in play for podiums, like almost every single week. So, and that, with the sorting of the tiers by pace, it tends to create that product on track. So we've been with Scavney for quite a while. Let's move on now. So Moglis out here reserving tonight. I don't think he participated in any of the evaluations or anything along those lines. So I think for now he's just reserving, but we know he's been around for quite a while, and he's always going to have a seat. That's a Red Bull into the wall. It's Fusion's out. In the background there, Fusions has crashed out early here in qualifying. Wow. That was quite the impact. As I said, yeah. Merman was questioning the Puff. Perfect voice clarity, thank you. GP's a lot quieter than me, he says. GP very quiet. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we've got about 4 GP2 quiet comments, so okay. That needs to come up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm sounding pretty clear. It's like a wireless headset, so I do get a little bit of feedback in it in my ears, but I think the clarity for streaming and stuff is really a big improvement. So I'm hoping that'll be a nice improvement for this season for you guys, and even just for my own streams on Twitch and whatnot. Also, the not accidentally pulling on the wire or like leaning on it or something, really nice, gotta say. Nothing to trip over.
All right, guys, how's my mic sound now? A little feedback.
Let me get on board with somebody here. GP's voice could be off for streaming. GP sound is probably coming off of your headphones.
Really?
No, I don't think so. Everyone's just saying you're quiet. There's no way you're not there. Because when you get interviewed, you're on the streams, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I could. Well, again, I got a new headset, so
I don't think that would affect the settings.
Probably not.
It's a PlayStation setting, so.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll yell. This could be an exciting race. It'll make it very easy.
Sam says GP is good now. Could be louder. Sam says could be louder, so maybe bump it up another notch.
You got it.
Yeah. You do sound a little bit better, but I will say it's like, I think that it's probably more of a balance between me and you, because I think I'm like quite a bit louder than the game.
All right, here we go. How's that? How's that, Sam? It's about as loud as I can make it.
It's as loud as you can make it?
Almost.
Yeah. is the mic bendable? Like maybe just put it a little, just a touch closer to your mouth or something.
Yeah, it's
Or is it like a
yeah,
static?
Yeah, it goes
just...
up and down, but it doesn't go left to right.
Okay, yeah. I think that's the one I'm rocking now. Could go up a touch more.
All right, hey, you know, I'll give it a whirl. I'm gonna crank it all the way to the top.
Yeah, why not? Let's see how you sound now. I mean, you still don't sound that loud to me, so I'm sure it's fine for the guys watching. RC in the garage, we don't want to watch that.
What the? I don't understand why it doesn't stay.
Yeah, maybe I have to apply the setting. Maybe that's why it hasn't been...
It doesn't give me anything to choose from. Let's see, enter. Okay, that did it.
Yeah.
All right. How's
Yeah,
that, Sam?
Yeah, you definitely sound a little bit louder now. I think that's probably where you want to be at.
Awesome.
Try to get on board with somebody here. We're on board with some Mogless. Oh, I was like, man, everything sounds quieter for some reason, but it's because I think I knocked the volume button on the microphone. How's it going there, Rex? Glad to have you. Zamoglis out on track in the Alpine, reserving tonight.
Yeah, Rex, look at him. Medium tires, he's up there in P2.
Yeah, so you sound good now, to me.
Okay.
Like, when we're on board with the cars, like, you were almost getting drowned out before, but now you're, like, clearly louder than the car, so...
Cool.
I think that's the right level. Throw some shade at Fuzz. Okay, let's go watch Fuzz screw up. No, he's going in the pits. You're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky. Yeah. Alright, Bones.
RC's on an outlap.
We'll have to wait another round. RC on an outlap. Do we have anyone on a flyer?
He's closer.
Puff heading into the pits, not on a flyer. So Puff and Fuzz, were they in the Red Bull last year? They've gone back to Ferrari?
Yeah,
wait a second. Puff, last time Puff was in the Ferrari, he was with me and we won the Constructors, so.
There you go. Bushy Baboon is starting his hot lap right now.
That's funny because there's a Babon that everyone calls Baboon.
Brothers.
Are they?
Goofy? I believe so. Goofy?
No. Not Goofy Gibbon. Oh, there's Baboon spun around. See, okay, it makes sense that the monkey guys are brothers. But there's another driver, right? There's another driver in Tier 2, maybe Tier 3, not Babon, and everyone calls him Baboon.
I think it might be Bushy. I think he changed his name if I heard.
No,
Goofy,
I don't think so. Did he? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Babon. It was a separate guy, and everyone called him Baboon. And then you were just like Bushy Babon, and I was like, wait, no. Can't go the other way, too.
It's like, where is he? It's just Nico. Forgive me, Nico, if you listen to this, but when I look at your name on here, it looks like, oh shit, it's Nico. Oh shit, Nico. Oh shit, just Nico.
Oh, it's just Nico.
Oh, it's just Nico, but of course my dyslexia, I see oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh shit. It's Nico. Rex is out, so Rex was saying hello to me, and now he's out of the session. I guess it's, I mean, there's a minute left. He might have just retired in the pits, yeah. It makes sense. I kind of didn't realize how quick this qualifying session's gone. We've been messing around with the audio the whole time.
All right, you want to follow Fuzz? He's just coming around one of the last turns here, ready to start his hot lap.
Yeah, let's ride on board with Fuzz in the Ferrari. No pressure. Phenomenal driver who was outscored by his 360 teammate, Puff Digital. Fuzz looking to take the #1 driver role at Ferrari. He switched to Ferrari to get away from Puff, and then Puff showed up too. It was unbelievable. Fuzz, you should have seen his jaw drop on the first day of work when he's watched Puff Digital walk through the door. Unannounced until he was signed. Fuzz running from the fight. Sadly, has another fight on his hands. Puff Digital just slightly behind, but that's the way he likes it.
Well, I have to root for them, given that I'm driving in a Ferrari this season as well, so I got to stick with the Ferrari boys.
All right, so cheering for the home team. Look at that. Fuzz, nice job there. The cars do look really good on some of these broadcast angles, I have to say. Fuzz coming through Sector 3, making his way around. He's got some purple sectors on the board. We don't know if that's still a bug for the last 3 or 4 games that we've been seeing. It probably is, but we'll see what Fuzz can do here. 16-8, so I mean he's within reach of pole. He could snag it here. Did he improve?
No.
I don't think he did.
He did, yeah. He's at 16-7 now, so
yeah,
he didn't improve a lot.
Puff's invalidated, so he's done. Oh, no. Ferrari in shambles.
That's preseason testing.
Yeah, he was actually testing the crash survival cell there, and did a good job.
Yeah, I always say it's not where you start, it's where you finish, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, this is the...
That's what people that suck at qualifying tell themselves.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. I told myself that every race. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Start towards the back and avoid the carnage, and you'll get a top 10, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not worried about it. I have good race pace.
You plan on coming back, getting into the cockpit again?
One day.
Soon?
One day.
Someday. Maybe. Yeah.
I'm on the Mika Hakkinen sabbatical, you know, I'm like in the middle of my prime and just kind of disappear, and no one really knows I'm ever gonna come back. Then when I'm 40, I'll suddenly just be like, hey, it's been 8 years.
Well, I'm so looking forward to this season. When I watched the stream last night, you know,
oof, look at how close that was.
Awesome. Wow.
Given and Rex within a tenth of Adri, but Adri jumps into Tier 1, goes out there and snags pole position in the preseason test at his home race. That's a pretty impressive debut. I know it doesn't count. Yeah, I know it doesn't count, but I mean that's a pretty good first qualifying session. Puff just behind his teammate Fuzz, 6th and 7th. RC 8th. So RC, that's not bad for RC either. You know, he's kind of put himself in the middle of the pack after moving up from Tier 2 last season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Adri has always been very fast, and he's raced against a lot of these guys back when the leagues weren't necessarily, the tiers weren't necessarily set up by race pace. And he's always been one of the faster drivers. Not surprising that he won Tier 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, like he was always pretty competitive in whatever tier he was racing in. So to be in Tier 2, it was kind of like he's probably gonna destroy those guys. Sandbagging, you're right.
He's cocky too. He's cocky too. He's already put in Discord first statement of the season.
You hear this, Adri? Adri's always listening, man. You got to be careful.
Well, I love everybody in the league, so
you can't.
I don't come across as Fuzz. Fuzz can tell people to fuck off, and everybody knows he's kidding around. I got to be careful. I could pay a compliment, and it comes across bad. So.
Oh no, I don't think so. But you're like, oh, he's being cocky, and then after I pointed out, you're like, I love everyone. It's like you can't just say that after he called someone cocky. That's a cop out.
Well, no, I said he was cocky because he posted first statement of the season after he got pole. So he's being cocky.
Okay, fair enough. There's no punches pulled with GP Colin, is there? It's those thoughts just roll freely out of your mind, and I think that's why I was thinking, like, who would be fun to do a preseason stream with tonight, and I was just like, you know what, let's get GP in here. It's always funny.
Well, I appreciate the invitation. I
Yeah.
can only hope to, you know, make a good showing, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, I think you've already done a great job. Gives me something to talk, like someone to talk to, and just to joke around with a little bit and
Well, I can
crack
tell
some
you,
jokes and get some reactions and stuff.
yeah, this is going to be a little more entertaining than hanging out with you watching as you're playing these games online, and I'm just hanging out, drinking my beverages, and we're chatting as you're trudging through the countryside trying to find zombies or fucking
I'm never trying
food.
to find zombies, I can assure you. I'm always trying to avoid them at all costs, but they just show up. They're a pain in the ass. But no, it's such a fun game. It can be quite boring at times. Like there's times where you're just like, ah, Jesus, I've been running for like an hour and I haven't seen a single person. But for the most part, it's a very enjoyable game. And yeah, I appreciate anyone popping in to check it out, especially GB Colin. I know you show up sometimes, kind of. I guess you're just kind of half in the bag, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is this thing?
Well, it's
Why are
usually
you
you throw
doing that?
something out there in Discord. Hey,
Yeah,
come watch me.
post my giant face in the Discord. I hate that. I don't like how it uses like your Twitch like profile picture as like the main picture for the link. I wish they would just like put something else of it. It's like, hey, here's my face. Come watch me.
So I'm surprised Mr. Joshua is 12th, although Joshua is self-proclaimed poor qualifier, so him starting 12th is not
He was in
unusual,
Tier 1
I
last
guess.
season, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was the same kind of deal. He was always kind of, running in that like 9th to 13th range and struggling in the qualifying. Like the qualifying just was never there, but as the race would start and he'd suddenly be in the top 7. Like,
very consistent.
Yeah.
Lap after lap after lap.
What was it you told yourself earlier? The joke I made about qualifying. People that suck at qualifying tell themselves that.
Oh, I said it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish.
Right, exactly. That's what people who suck at qualifying tell themselves.
That's
all right.
right.
So top 3 predictions they're asking in the chat here. So, I think we'll go. Jeez, to be honest with you, it kind of looks like the top 3 might be the top 3, especially Rex on those mediums. That's concerning for the 2 out front.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rex, and I'm gonna give Puff the nod to finish on the podium.
Oof, bold.
Yeah.
All right.
And back
Season 7, we've got 5 lights on. It's pre-season testing, and we are off. Adri with a very poor start. He's absolutely swallowed up the whole field, sailing by. Fuzz and Puff about to get Adri, it looks like. Maybe RC as well. Adri very late on the brakes, trying to recover some positions, and he does get you back. He's up into 5th place after nearly sliding to 8th. But good job there to recover, and we've got back into the podium places, and Rex trying to hang on to Gibbon on those mediums. Late move there from the Mercedes. It looked like he was trying to take a look at RC ahead, and he nearly lost the position to the cars behind. Hotaru and Zamaglis wheel to wheel here. Tricky place to go side by side with another car. Speaking of which, a Red Bull McLaren, which is Fusions and Joshua, were side by side through there. Great job from those two not to make contact.
I think it's very important in the first lap or two to not get caught up in trying to make a pass. If you got guys right behind you and you can't make that pass, you may lose out if you get yourself a little bit out of position.
Oh, there's a bit of contact there. T-Money and Joshua look like they may have touched. Let's get back to the front. Adri putting some pressure on Scavney now, trying to make up some places. I've seen this happen to Adri before. He's had some poor starts, but then that pace that he showed to get on pole comes out, and he starts picking the guys off one by one.
I didn't see this at all. Jennett is in 17th on the hard tires.
How did that happen? Did he just
I didn't see it. I don't know how.
Did he even qualify?
He obviously started outside the top 10 because there's no way he would start on the hards otherwise.
Right. I was thinking maybe he just didn't qualify.
This is a double reverse strategy.
Yeah. I'll go even longer.
And Sharpshooter just in front of him, he has tremendous pace too. Although the sample size is small, but he's probably going to be challenging.
Look at a yellow. That's Fusion's gone round. Yeah, Sharpshooter is full-time this season, right? So...
Yes, yep.
Yeah, he'll definitely be a threat for the title, I feel. And Adri... Still trying to hang on to Scavney here. El Majako believes Jin will either get P1 or end upside down. Not sure about that.
What am I doing here? Let's see. Tires.
Oh, there for Hotaru. And that's put Zimagos right on his gearbox. Zimagos just kept biding his time, it seems.
So looking at the change in positions, nothing greater than 4 position change, and that's Adri dropping 4. EVG, Hotaru's gone up 3, and that's it. Everybody's within 1 or 2 of where they started.
Alright, yeah, everybody kind of holding on to their general places. Adri's gone down 4. Obviously, like we said, that poor start, so he's giving himself a little bit of work to do. If he could just get off the line even half as, twice as good as he did, only lose 2 places maybe, there's a good chance he's fighting for a win. But I think now he's just going to be starting to lose a little bit of ground to the front runners as he tries to make his way through the field. So DRS active now. Not seeing a huge impact yet, but Scavney trying to go back around the outside, does a great job hanging it in there. They're wheel to wheel up the hill, still side by side. Scavney fighting this thing. Does not want to give it up, and Beck does not want to lose that podium place, but Scavney around the outside later on the brakes, and still Beck hangs on. They're still wheel to wheel. Great respect between these 2 drivers, keeping it clean.
Incredible.
They're still side by side. Unbelievable stuff. Beck trying to hang in there, and then Scavney finally picks him off.
Riding on board behind them with Adri, and what a show for him. He must have been drooling, hoping that they touched tires or something.
Yeah, spending half a lap beside one another usually doesn't end very well.
So
VSC.
T-Money picks up... Ooh. I'll just say T-Money picks up the first penalty of Season 7, albeit it's pre-season.
Yeah, it's time or track extensions, I guess. What the VSC is for? I don't. Maybe just debris, I guess. Scavney dives into the pit, so obviously switching those tires, the softs. Anybody else on the softs pitting?
In there as well.
I was gonna say, good idea to pit, I believe. Save a little bit of time under the VSC. And they should pick up a net gain of about 10 seconds or so. Still under VSC conditions.
Oh, and Adri goes around.
Adri spun under the VSC at home. That is not a good start to the season. You never want to be spinning under safety car conditions. He's got to be pretty frustrated with that one. Looked like he had the pace to win this thing, and he's stuck there now. So, Puff and Scavney get a really cheap pit stop. They are really not that far behind considering they've pit. Like, look at the gap there. Like, I mean,
but you can't make.
Just
They
a couple
came out on
seconds
mediums.
off.
I don't think
Fair
you can
enough.
make the mediums go 28 laps, can you?
Probably not, but they were on the softs anyway, so they needed to get off those tires.
Yeah, there's likely to be another VSC or safety
Yeah,
car.
I would say just put another set of mediums on next time, and then you go to the end. I'm not sure the hard tire is really the way, but softs I don't think are great here.
Yeah, a lot of heavy load turns.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to wear out pretty fast. We got Gibbon making a move, or sorry, Rex making a move on Gibbon. I actually did not realize they were at the end of the straight, and I missed that. So.
Oh, that Porchy dude! Wow, almost. Don't know what happened to Samoglis after that, but that was a late move. It was fair, but ugh.
And Samoglis really trying to put the pressure back on to see if he can take a peek again himself. So I guess Portugal caught Samoglis napping there. Very late move, pulled it off.
Yeah, kind of. It was a late move, but again, it wasn't. I don't think it was egregious in any way.
Fuzz,
it was,
Fuzz has had a moment.
I'm sure Samoglis saw him coming.
And someone else as well. Who else is sliding on? T-Money's had a moment as well.
Ooh, Fuzz is in big trouble. I think he's lost his wing.
Yeah, he does not look like he's had a good time out there. T-Money also had a moment, so not a good start. T-Money was very solid last season.
Yeah, Fuzz is wingless. Gone completely.
He sort of just, T-Money just sort of quietly climbed the order. There's a terrible camera angle from our race director there. Apologies for that, but I don't mean myself, I mean the broadcast view. Just gave us such a bad look. We couldn't really see the scrap there, but Goofy Gibbon had a look at Rex. And Goofy Gibbon could not get back in front of Rex, but he's really hanging on, so he'll probably get another crack at it on the next DRS straight. Yeah, T-Money did have an issue, but really solid driver last season, sort of quietly worked his way into that top 10, and obviously not having a great night here so far, but if you're going to have a bad race, it might as well be the one that doesn't count, right?
Yeah, nope, he was very consistent. He was finishing in, the top, 4 to 8th place consistently, so that's what gave him, I think he finished 6th in the point, so that's very respectable in T1, considering the level of drivers that are in this tier.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could. I honestly don't think I could score points in this tier. I mean, my pace is so bad now. Like, I'm a shell of my former self, and I wasn't even that fast before. So,
I can go sober on beer. I can go sober beer league and have all these guys in there and have them trash. I still wouldn't win.
Yeah.
No, they are just
right?
so consistent.
What could I do better?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Exactly. I mean, they're very good.
Yeah. So it looks like guys pitting or filtering out about 7, 8 seconds.
Goofy got by. I don't know if you picked up on that. Goofy got by Rex.
Yeah, no, I was watching it, and we were just kind of chatting about other things, so I didn't spring on the audio there, but yeah, Gibbon is back in front, so Rex gotta try and steal back the lead. Jinnit making some moves now. He's got those hard tires on. He's starting to close in on the soft and medium runners.
Yeah, he and Joshua are right behind him around the hards.
Let's see if Rex can hang on to Gibbon here. He's just losing touch a bit, but he's on the better tire here. He is closing quite quick, so we're going to get another look at this. Hopefully we get a better angle this time. Wheel to wheel into turn 1, and Rex gets it back. Really decisive overtake there from Rex. That's left Gibbon right on his gearbox, though. Gibbon doing a nice job trying to keep that lead. Picked it up early on.
I'm looking at the standings here, and Adri is on fresh hards, and he was in 12th. He dropped to 13th, but almost everybody in front of him has to pit again.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not that far in front of him. If it were to go green the rest of the way, he'd be right back up there in a podium spot.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely has the pace to do it, and like you said, not having to stop again is a huge benefit. Babon and Zamaguas on fresh mediums ahead likely aren't going to have tire life by the end, even if they do get there. RC dives into the pits. Portudude takes that place. Gibbon and Rex close again, but Gibbon not able to get a look into turn 1 this time. We got Puff ahead of RC. RC shouldn't have to stop again. So RC, where is he going to come out? Oh, sorry, RC is well behind Puff. See if he makes it out in front of Adri. It looks like he has. RC has jumped Zamagos and Adri there. Gibbon starting to lose ground. I think those softs are falling off.
Yeah, but he's still, he's still 7.5 seconds ahead of Beck. He's on soft tires, but he's sticking with Rex, and we all believe Rex is one of the fastest drivers here. So Goofy dives into the pits now.
Yeah. Hotaru has retired in the pits, so he's done for the night.
New driver, right? I believe.
I think so. Not something we want to see, someone just giving up so early, but I mean, it doesn't really count. I can understand if you're not having a good time. It just kind of seems like pointless. But whenever the races, at least when I raced, whenever they counted and there was points on the line, I always stayed out there because you honestly just don't know what's going to happen.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And you know what? You owe it to the other drivers, not only to yourself, to the other drivers. Nobody wants to go around the track by themselves.
Yeah.
And being out there and being a competitor, whether you're fighting for first or last, doesn't really matter, in my opinion. I just want to be out there racing against guys that want to race.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunate when guys have to retire because things aren't going well. I mean, I don't know if that happens a lot. A lot of guys do retire, but you never know really why.
I do think it is that. It's sort of just an accepted part of league racing. I think some guys just are that's the way they are. They just don't want to do it anymore, and they stop. And I don't think there's really anything inherently wrong with it. You're only hurting yourself at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Late move there from Adri taking a peek on his teammate RC. Not pulling punches tonight. But I just think you're just hurting yourself. And big moment for RC. He nearly loses the car. Adri does get the place. RC's got to get that thing under control. But yeah, you're hurting yourself and you're taking away an opportunity. I can't tell you the amount of times I stayed out when I didn't feel like it and ended up getting points. Honestly,
yeah, I know.
I did it all the time. It was like my specialty was to like have a disaster race and somehow get points still.
Well, and the worst thing is when something happens to you that you feel it was somebody else's negligence.
Yeah.
That's infuriating for me. And it really, I just want to, smash the TV or grab that driver by the throat, if you will.
Okay. Don't hit GP, guys.
Yeah. No, so I understand. I mean, if we all a lot of us put a lot of time into this, and you get one race a week, and if it goes bad because of somebody else's carelessness, it's easy to get angry at that, but you really have to keep your head because, like you said, anything can happen. Just because it happened to you, keep fighting.
Hotaru is Hayden, so he's been around. And
That's
yeah, he
right.
was saying he just can't stand this track, and he kept spinning, and I was like, yeah, no, I get it. I don't, that's not how I think. That's not how, and at GP, obviously, you're the same. Like, I don't have an issue with it. I have an issue with
At least
people
it was in the
driving
pits.
themselves into walls because they're fed up and don't want to race and causing an incident on track. That is a problem. I
Yep.
don't have a problem with people. If you
Nope.
don't feel like doing it anymore, go in the pit lane and retire. It's perfectly, it's your choice, right? Like,
Yeah,
and like you
absolutely.
said, you only have one race a week. Like some of these guys race in multiple leagues, so it's like, oh, this one went bad, I'm done for the night.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Because
fuck
you're
it.
doing it 3-4 times a week, and I get
Yep.
it. But me, like when I raced, it was like my only race of the week, so it was like I'm only committing 1.5 hours to this every week. You know, and the first 20 minutes went badly. I'm not going to throw away the other 40 or whatever. So,
Right.
but that's just how I am. I just don't, and it always worked out. Like I very rarely. I mean, there was some. I mean, there was times where I was driving around in 14th and stayed there the whole time, and I was just like, well, that sucked. But you know, at least you. I don't know. I do feel a sense of accomplishment when I finish the race. Like I don't, you know. I honestly,
Absolutely.
like if you go back and look at every race I did, I think I honestly can't. I probably had less than 5 DNFs. Like I always finished the race.
Mm-hmm.
I think I crashed out twice the entire time I raced.
I really think that that's an important part of a strong league, is that you have a lot of guys that don't just quit.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? Because the race doesn't go the way, you know, all 20 drivers want it to go.
RC gets squirrely on the curbs again. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, like, it's not like it's the same guys quitting every week either. Like, it happens, one guy has a bad race and he decides, I'm parking it tonight.
I don't think it's been a problem. I don't think it's been an issue because, like you
No.
said, most of the guys that might have, you know, they're done. They actually do go into the pits, and that's awesome that they
Yeah,
can do
exactly. I've only recall a handful of instances where it appeared or was obvious that somebody crashed themselves out on purpose.
that. I don't know who you're watching right now, but right now Goofy and Mr. Joshua are in a battle coming down the front straight.
Good show, GP.
And
I was looking for a
Mr.
gap to
Joshua's
watch, and
in trouble. There, Goofy says, "See ya."
he's flying on those fresh hards.
Yeah, yeah.
There's Rex. Just came out of the pits on the cold hards, and Gibbons flying. Is he going to get a chance to pip him here? He's got those tires warmed up. He pit early, so Rex goes for the overcut, but he's going to get those tires up to temperature. Well, Gibbons got them fired up.
And Josh hasn't gone anywhere. He's hanging on.
Yeah, I guess he's looking to extend. Same with Jinnit.
Oh,
Porchy dude.
Rex went around.
Oh, he's pushing too hard, and he's gone around. Actually, you know what it was? Probably the cold tires. Because there's
Yeah,
some
that,
corners that you just can't take the same when they're not quite perfect.
And that's a very touchy corner anyhow.
Yeah.
Even
Yellow
with
flag is cleared.
perfect.
So the pressure from Gibbon pays off. He's kind of in the clear now. Really, he's kind of the clear front runner to win this thing, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, because Josh still has to pit. And so does Janet. And so does that Porchy dude. So, yeah. Looking really good.
Yeah, Sam pointing out he's surprised by the amount of guys using the hards today. I suppose that's
thought
fair.
that this was a medium hard track, which I hated because I don't like the hard tires, but I could be wrong.
I think you can get away with a soft medium, but I don't think it's the best. I do think that's why Jinnit just went for the hards right away, so... Personally, I would put the hards on and then maybe squeak out a soft stint at the end, but... You know, if something... You know, if the window opens in lap 20, you just put the mediums on and go to the end or whatever, right?
Yep, yep. curious to see how Bushy Baboon handles Adri behind him. Bushy has the better tire. They're the same age. And, oh, Adri's making the move. And he does it. At the end of the second DRS straight. Made it stick.
Nice work from Adri there. We did miss that on the stream. Apologies. I was distracted by my phone. Soft hard or medium hard, says Bones. I like how Bones just hangs out and never races. He's just always kind of there. Doing random steward things, taking a dump on Fuzz in the chat. Same with Barton.
Fuzz...
Barton just occasionally pipes up. Some guys we just collected along the way in the early stages, and they just hung around.
Well, they know a good thing when they see it. Maybe they just can't drive, but they like the they like the.
Oh,
lead.
You mean they're not capable of driving, or they just can't race?
No, they just can't race. No, they're quite capable.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're definitely capable. Remember Barton he did a couple reserve races for us, and I was just like, does he really need to be here? Like, taking points off people. I think that's why we came up with, like, we had it where reserves didn't score points if they were from other tiers or something, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why we came up with that idea, because we were like, well, guys... Oh, no, who's that? That's Fusion's out! That's a massive moment. A fairway's down the straight, and that's a safety car, folks.
Safety car.
First safety car of the season. Adri dives in. So all those hard runners, Jinnit. Oh, man, Jinnit. Jinnit must be licking his chops, but guess what?
Oh, this is huge for them.
However, he's got a long way to go.
I think everybody's probably going to pit now for the mediums.
Absolutely.
I mean, Goofy in third is on 6-lap old hards. Do you want to stay out there when everybody else is going to be getting on probably fresh mediums? Probably not.
No, because I think Gibbons still keeps that place if he pits.
So now Adri is the first driver, back in front of him on 4-lap old mediums, but Adri's on fresh mediums, 0 laps. So is Amoglis and RC. It's not a bad thing for them at all. Excuse me. However, Adri is 30 seconds behind Beck. I don't know where that's going to put them after the leaders pit. But it's certainly going to bring them up close to probably 4th.
Gibbon going to pit? No, Gibbon's staying out. He doesn't want to give up track position, I guess. He wants to keep that. He wants to be the driver in the lead. Which I think is fair. I don't know that I would come out behind Jinnit and Porchy Dude. Because those guys are not going to be easy to pass. Porchy Dude's gone sauce. Big mistake, I think. I don't think those are going 14 laps.
Oh, Zamoglis. Penalty. Drive through.
Oh,
ouch.
And we're back. Zamoglis in a drive-through under the safety car. Name a better duo.
Sonny and Cher?
No. Zamoglis and drive-through under safety car go better than them.
Hall & Oates?
Yeah, okay. Hall & Oates might be better. They got some bangers.
Yeah, that's my era, if you will, I guess.
Yeah. I guess like their prime, but I do appreciate some Hall & Oates. Come on, buddy.
You know, I watch. I find it interesting that there seems to be a lot of knowledgeable people out there expressing their dissatisfaction with where the music has gone, and they look back at music that's been outside of their time frame.
Yeah.
So looking back to not the 60s necessarily, but the 70s for sure, and enjoying that music, and I'm like, okay, good. That's vindication for me that music was really good. It's so creative, both lyrically and instrumentally, and but anyhow, I think I digress just a little.
Wow. I poured way more wine than I thought I did, but I guess I gotta finish it now, don't I?
Well, shit. Well, no, I guess you can't. I'm gonna ask you to pour me some.
Yeah. Well, I would if I could. I mean, I could sort of metaphorically pour it for you.
You know what? I'm on wireless. I can get up.
Yeah. I mean, we're under safety car. This is the perfect time to refill your beverage. That's what I usually do. But yeah, as far as music goes, a lot of modern music I just can't stand, to be honest. Like, I find it all very repetitive and similar to one another, and I'm just sort of like blown away that people listen to it. It's like, this all sounds the same. I don't understand.
It is, for sure. I mean,
we sound like old men. We sound like crabby old men, don't we? Oh my god.
Maybe.
My age is showing.
Maybe. Well, you know what? Music is one of my passions, and you can. Uh-oh. Somebody's giving me shit.
No, it's our me and Puff's friend Ed calls it, just dropping boomer in the chat. I do feel like boomer brain sometimes. Absolutely boomer brain.
So, how did things shake down here? That Porchy dude, ooh, yeah, he's on the sauce. The only one on the sauce.
Yeah, not too thrilled with that game plan.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
He'll be quick for like 6 laps, but he's going to struggle.
Yeah, he's going to need another safety car. Or a very well-timed VSC. Excuse me.
I mean, he's not taking too much life out of them at the moment, but I just don't see 13 laps of proper racing and them going to the end. It's just not going to happen.
I don't think he was in the position, really.
We have a collision here.
Ooh,
safety car is
RC.
in.
And Puff went around. Ouch.
Oh, no. Puff Digital. Ed, I mean, I said it 50-50. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to bump those odds up a bit. 50-50 might be a little low. Puff fans in shambles. Preseason testing not looking good. Fuzz, Fuzz has had a moment too, and now they're both way back there.
So, really, that Porchy dude really needs to make something happen in the next lap or two.
Bobby making a good point. He was on the same mediums he started on, Porchy dude, so he pretty much had to go softs because the hards would be...
okay.
I guess a poor choice. I mean, the softs are probably... I don't know. Probably a better option, I guess, but the hards would be, like, safe.
Well, if he was able to make those mediums go, 18, 19 laps? Maybe he can make the softs go 14, 13.
Well, he's going to have to try, isn't he? He doesn't have much of a choice at this point. The penalties could be an issue as well. I haven't checked his penalty. He's got 3. Yeah, Janet's got 6. Samago still hasn't served his drive-through, which he's going to have to do now, I think. Or maybe... I don't know. I mean, it doesn't count. Samoglis might be just not served the drive-thru, or will it black flag him?
Oh!
Yeah.
Porchy gets into the back of Beck.
Yeah,
okay.
Really.
No harm, no foul.
Really gave him a punt there. It looked like he almost didn't realize where they were slowing down.
Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness. Wow. What a crash. That was a hell of an impact.
And a rather unusual wall.
Very unusual. Did you just get squirrely on the curb and went off?
I don't know. It came out of nowhere. I was right along with him, and then it just car went left.
It was like a shock almost.
I'm surprised it's not a safety car. I guess maybe because the field is not spread out that much, they're going to have time to clear that out.
Yeah, that's, I think, the way it usually goes. If there's someone at the back that goes out, they generally will clear it under yellow. Obviously not very realistic, but I think it's just a matter of where the field is and how quickly they'll approach the incident, right?
To be honest, I wish realistic was more this way. It seems to me like a lot of times in real life, they bring out cautions when they... Ooh! What the heck was that? Sorry about that. Yeah, it seems like a lot of times there are cautions when they don't need them. VSCs when they don't need them. But of course, that's me just wanting them to just race and, you know what, let the carnage fall where it may, and you just got to get around it.
Yeah, I suppose. Driver safety comes into play almost instantly with any of those instances, right? Like, debris on the track is a major issue, in my opinion. The amount of load going through those cars, and you puncture a tire and it fails in a high-load corner. I mean, we don't...
yeah, this
it's just preventable. Things like that are preventable, and I just don't see the point in them risking drivers' lives for the sake of 3 more racing laps. It's not worth it.
Yep. No, well, you know, the materials have changed. Like I said, the carbon fiber, I mean, I guess that's sharp as glass, so... And it shatters.
Yeah.
So that is an extreme hazard. Whoa, and there goes Sharpshooter around. Saved it, no damage.
A lot of guys spinning. I can see why this track was voted out. There's contact there between Jinnit and Beck. A little bit of hard racing. It looked like Jinnit just got squirrely, and then Beck kind of smacked into him there. Jinnit is one of the few drivers, I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way, but he's one of the few drivers that you can see driving angry in a video game. Like, you just,
really?
by the way, yeah, it's the way he, I mean, I've done a lot of broadcasts, and the way he, like, positions his car and sort of chucks it through corners right after he makes contact with somebody, I just see it, I'm like, oh yeah, he's pissed, he's in there, he's wringing the neck of that thing, trying to, like, get that out of here, you know, you can just picture out Jinnit, oh, get out of here, and all mad, you know.
I you know, that's funny, because I never really thought of it that way. I always see Jinnit as, I mean, I'm sure he's been angry at times. But
he's been angry, all right.
He just cracks me up because
yeah,
he can give everybody shit. He's like Fuzz.
Yeah. No,
natural.
Yeah. No, he's not
antagonist
like. He's not like a psychopath or anything. You know, he's just in the heat of the moment, like. You know, if you wrong Jinnit in the heat of the moment, you're hearing it. Like, he doesn't. What? You know, how many times have I heard, what are you doing? And, you know, on the stream, like, he's. Oh, man, he's a character. But, no, it's so odd for, like, a video game. You know, like, you can see Max kind of drive angry sometimes. You see the way. Way the car, and he's just wringing its neck, and you're like, oh, man, he's giving her hell, and I just see that with Jinnit. Like, sometimes the way the car is being chucked through these corners, and I see, like, the great now he's driving nice and smooth and calm, but, like, when he's wheel to wheel and he's been bumping and grinding with drivers, that car gets pretty pointy. Let's just say that.
So do you think you saw that last season as well? Because I think last season he started out really hot. The first half of the season he probably won.
Each won 4 in a row, I think.
The races, yeah. So maybe he didn't have to drive as aggressively, but you know, it takes. Ooh, Rex trying to make a move at the end of the straight. Oh, Goofy goes bad into the wall.
Oh,
Goofy's
my
done.
goodness, I've missed it. I was watching this huge scrap back here for P7.
So full safety
or sorry,
car.
For P6. Oh yeah, Gibbon, done. Frustrating. He was having a good race.
Shit, I should be streaming my freaking broadcast, shouldn't I?
You can. I mean, it never hurts to have a couple angles. Yeah, no big deal. I mean, I'm keeping it pretty chill tonight. I'm not jumping around watching as intently as I normally would. I'm just kind of hanging out, shooting the shit right now, so. But yeah, no, last season I didn't see it as much. I think I saw, like, a little more calmness, because he had such a strong lead in the title. He was able to kind of just go out there and make the best of his situations rather than, like, I think Jinnit in like a competitive, like, sporting sense will always be pushing the limit, racing hard with everyone. Like, that's just Jinnit. That's the way he is.
Mm-hmm. He's always been really fast, but
Yeah.
he started last season, like, the 2021 version of this game was totally suited to his style of driving, because he just, like, shot right up to the top and just stayed there pretty much the entire season.
Yeah, so a lot of people would say ABS, right? Like, yeah, I don't think he used to use ABS and he put it back on.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, I'm not saying, but
Jinnit.
Jinnit was always quick. It doesn't matter if he's using ABS or not. He's still a quick driver. He always was. I just think that, I mean, there's other guys that are competing for wins using ABS as well. So it's not like to take anything away from him. He's still putting in stellar drives and earning that, right? So it's not taking anything away. I just think I think that's why there was such a drastic jump. Like, it was adding that assist that just gave him that extra bit of pace and pushed him to, like, consistently at the front instead of just sometimes being there. Regardless, though, like, Jinnit, always a hard racer. Obviously, Tier 1 champion, so spending a little bit of time chatting about Jinnit and watching him doing some racing out here. And he's a long-standing member of the ZOR crew. I think it's his first title. Always able to win races, but just lack consistency. And yeah, so back to your question there, like, definitely last season he was a lot more consistent, and he drove pretty smart. Like, he drove like a guy who had 100 points in the first 4 races. You know, he took that, and he just was very smart. I mean, he didn't have a great night. He was able to still take home a good chunk of points to keep building on that tally. And by the end of the season, he was basically untouchable because he kept just growing his total, and it was very hard for anyone to close the margins down significantly.
So he's always been fast, and we know that. He's always been fast. And so last year what I thought was really fascinating was, here's a fast driver that he was always obviously competing for a podium or a win, and it was like this was his season. This was his season, and he made the most of it. He right from the first race, he was on it. He was on it, and he was consistent. He was basically flawless, and it's almost like after the first half of the season, it was like, who's going to finish second?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was some moments, like, Jinnit had a few bad races in a row, and then like, Packer had gone out and won like 2 or 3 in a row, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, if things are going this way, we suddenly have, 4 races at the end of the season where they're going to be, like, literally duking it out. But it just never happened. Like, to keep up the kind of consistency, put it this way, like, if you win 4 races in a row to start the season, like, that kind of consistency rarely comes at any point of the season. And if you do it really early, it's a lot easier to sort of accept your fate. Those moments where you maybe would have left your nose in and it would have ended up costing you points, you don't do it because you're like, well, 8 points is better than 0. Stuff like that, right?
You win 4 races in a row, that's 100 points, 6th, 7th place usually is just above 100 points. Let me see here. Right, so Team Money for the season had 107 points. So,
yeah,
if Jinnit won 4 in a row, I mean, all he had to do was, finish 6th in one race to pass Team Money. Yeah, so finishing 4 races in a row is, winning 4 races in a row is incredible.
Absolutely. Safety car is in. We are racing once again. We got Rex, Joshua, Scabney, Baboon, and Fuzz all on old tires. Zamagos is out. He's retired on track, I believe. I think he's had a moment there.
Coming out of the last turn.
Yeah, it looks like he's crashed out. Should be okay, though. They should get that cleared. We only have a few laps to go to the end. Scabney on the podium currently, but yeah, as you said, Jinnit on the soft tire making moves already, and we got Beck and Puff as well on softs trying to move up the field. We'll stay with this little group here. Jinnit trying to carve his way through, and the other guys trying to hang on.
So right now we got a McLaren 2-3.
Nice, decisive move
both
from
of
Jinnit.
those drivers are extremely consistent and rarely get penalties. Scabney does have a penalty, but let's see. What are the penalties?
So Scabney's in a great spot to help his teammate here secure second. If he just really puts on a defensive drive here, even though he's got penalties, he can help Joshua build a gap.
Jinnit has 12 seconds in penalties.
Yikes.
Scabney 3, Bushy 3, and Fuzz and Beck 6. So yeah, Jinnit's got his work cut out for him. However, finishing on track in 4th place or wherever he finishes is still something to be happy about, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't count this week, so nothing really too concerning or nothing to get too excited about, but everybody just kind of getting their feet wet and getting to know their new squad mates.
T-Money, sorry to rain on maybe a parade. 33 seconds in penalties. They still haven't booted him.
Isn't this the one track that T-Money's just horrendous at? There was one track last season that he was just abysmal, and he was like, yeah, I hate this track, I'm sorry. It's just, there's nothing redeeming about it. I have no interest in learning it. I'm just done. It might have been Spain.
If it wasn't, it is now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't, how do you get 33 seconds of penalties and not get DQ'd?
Yeah, it's quite shocking. Jinnit, though, trying to make some moves without DRS right now. He's right on Scabney's tail. Joshua needs to be stretching his legs, and he is not. He's actually kind of too close to Scabney. Scabney's probably picking up some dirty air here. There's Jinnit still applying the pressure. So this will start to help Joshua if Scabney can really keep that McLaren parked in the center of the road. Jinnit looks like he's just kind of biding his time. He really doesn't have much battery to work with.
Beck and Bushy Baboon. Beck might have, if he can stay close, he might have a shot coming down the front straight here.
Yeah, we got a really nice group going here. I was keeping an eye on those intervals. As much as we want to watch Jinnit and Scabney, this battle with 5 cars is a little bit more impressive. Look at those Williams guys duking it out at the back there.
Yeah, Beck has made the move.
Nearly contact between RC and Adri. Puffs on the radio to Fuzz. Let me through. What are you doing?
I was just
I'm the number 1 driver.
And you know what Fuzz is saying to him, don't you?
Yeah, I signed my contract first. I was here before you.
No, but I'm surprised. He's 7/10. Well, he's improved a little bit, but yeah, he's on fresh softs. He's really closing in now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's Puff should be substantially quicker at this stage. You'd think without the DRS train going on, he'd probably be through by now, but... Is that Fuzz about to make a move on Baboon?
Yeah.
It is. Fuzz on the older mediums too, but Fuzz with a moment there That's going to put Puff and RC right on his tail.
Let's see if Fuzz can't pull.
Oh, Fuzz is closing, and here
pass.
comes Puff. We're going to see possibly 3-4 cars
he's
into
got-
this turn. Oh, no!
no!
RC!
Oh,
RC!
hang on. Okay, he saved it. Oh,
RC! The cannonball and the admin sandwich there just
man.
flies
Be a
in,
fly
nearly
on the wall
takes
in the
out
locker
both.
room.
Yeah, nearly took out both Puff and Fuzz there. Oh, he was lucky. RC forgot what pedal was to stop. We're on the final lap. This race has absolutely flown by. What a great little time we've had here tonight in the preseason test. Adri, I think, back there causing a yellow. It looks like he's done. Let's get to the front of the field. We got Rex. He's going to take that lead. Let's check those penalties quickly. We got 3 seconds for Joshua, 12 for Jinnit, 6 for Scabby. So penalties are going to have a huge part of this. Puff doesn't have a single penalty. Puff could gain a lot here. So Rex going to win it. He's good. Joshua picks up penalties. Drops. Scabney jumps up. Jinnit behind. Beck. RC. And Puff jumps up to the podium. You called it. You called that? Who said Puff podium?
I did. I said Puff podium.
Oh my goodness, GP.
Woohoo!
This is not going to be your last commentary session. I'm sure Puff will make sure of it. He'll be bribing you to show up every week now. Say I'm going to get a podium again.
You know what? I think I threw in Mr. Joshua at the last second when you were talking. I'm going to have to listen to that, but that could be 2 out of 3 here.
Yeah, nice job.
Well, that was fun.
Oh yeah, post-race Discord's going to be spicy for sure. Are we doing interviews? Who do we got on the... We got Rex, Joshua, and Puff. Should we... What time is it? 9:15? What do you think? We got 5 minutes for some interviews. Let's
bring
go.
them on. Let's start
Rex giving out free
right
copies of 2021. If you got one of those copies, make sure you head over to the ZOR socials. You can join the league. Make sure you let them know that Rex gave you a copy. But yeah, if you're new here, you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you hanging out. You can hit subscribe. We got 2 more preseason tests this week, Tier 2, Tier 3, Wednesday and Thursday respectively. And then next season, we're kicking things off. Where are we starting? Mexico?
Yes.
Mexican Grand Prix.
Next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday, 8 p.m., Tier 1 boots off in Mexico. Then I think it's Baku for the second race. So, a couple, not so, people have their opinions on those tracks, let's just say that. And those are going to get us going for the season. And it's a completely random calendar. So we'll try and get you guys, I guess if you tune into that preview from yesterday, you can find the calendar reveal and the order there, and you can kind of skim along. Hopefully someone can bookmark it all, and then we can sort of just have people check that if they're interested in seeing how it's going to go. But yeah, Rex, Joshua, Puff Digital. Let's get those guys in here for an interview. I have Joshua and Puff, and let's see if we can get Rex.
So Sharpshooter, new driver to Tier 1, new driver to the tier, really. Fastest lap.
Where do we add players? There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sharpshooter, yeah, we expect Sharpshooter to be pretty competitive. Joshua, Puff Digital, who's been offline for like 4 years.
You guys see a lot of each other at all? I mean, I know you guys are
Honest to God, I don't think I've seen Puff since the start of the pandemic. Oh no, we guess we went golfing. We went golfing a couple times.
I mean, it's not surprising though. The pandemic really fucked things up.
Yeah, but besides that, no, I mean, we would usually go out like once every couple weeks for like beer, watch a hockey game, stuff like that. Yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, we chat fairly I mean, for the most part. Puff's pretty bad at responding to messages, like probably the worst person I know. Like, I'm not even kidding, it's really bad, but that's just part of who he is. And it's like the same. Everyone says the same thing. They're like, yeah, Puff never answers me either.
Yeah, everybody's busy, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean, we chat about music. We've been, God knows how many fucking concerts together, and you know what I mean? It's like the last couple of years we probably haven't hung out that much, but it's more just like kind of life and the way the pandemic is and stuff like that. But, but like we've used to fucking hang out like every day almost. Right, Puff?
Yeah.
What?
Joshua was asking, or not Joshua, GP. GP was asking if we see much of each other, and I was like, honestly, like the last 2 years, probably like 3 times we've hung out, honestly, but like years and years ago, before, you know, we all had lives and jobs and shit, we used to hang out like almost every day, probably.
Yeah, definitely. When we were still in school, probably literally every day.
Yeah. Good old days. Nothing mattered. No one cared about anything.
And now look at us. I'm sipping champagne on the podium.
Nice.
You're a world famous.
Did you grab one of those? Yeah, I am world famous. You see all the guys lining up to commentate with me in the commentator channel? Crazy. We have to give everybody a turn. We're gonna have to start raffling off commentary. Why? Because everyone wasn't available. Grim is still recovering from his illness there, so he wasn't feeling up to it. And I was like, I'll just run solo. And then I was like, but you know who would be really fun to commentate with? GP Colin. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna tag him and ask him, and if he hopefully he does. And here you are. So guess what, GP? You're leading the interviews.
You asked me to fucking join you. I was like, I'm not gonna deny Bigga.
No way. You can't. These guys probably couldn't hear because I was in that little tab menu there, but hopefully they could hear. Maybe they could. I don't know. That's a podium, baby. All right, GP. Fire away. You got questions for these guys?
T-Rex, how do you feel? I see T-Rex, I'm sorry. T-Rex. Yeah, my dyslexia.
Don't
sorry,
worry,
bud.
You're not wrong.
Don't worry. A bunch of
T-Rex,
Discords they have a dinosaur emoji by my.
There you go.
It's all good.
So, how do you feel? How do you feel about the upcoming season and how you fared tonight? How your race went?
Other than the spin, it was pretty good. It was just pushing a little too hard on the hards. They were a lot more colder than I thought they were, and I just lost it. But with those safety cars, I just figured track position is more important than tires, because the only place to overtake is basically on the main straight. So all you got to do is build a gap and hope and pray.
Well, you made it work. Great job.
Thank you.
Don't change your name anymore.
I haven't.
I've been telling them this for years. They don't listen.
Hayden.
I haven't changed my name. That's Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden changes this a lot too.
Yeah, there's a whole group of them that I'm like. Yeah, there's like 4 of them. And they're just all alter egos constantly. I don't know who the hell is who anymore.
I've been Rex for a while now.
Yeah. No, you're fine. I remember reading your name and I went IRT Rex and I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. I like that. IRT Rex. And then GP comes in here. Hey, T-Rex. So it's like, holy shit. GP's like
you
Oracle or something.
It's just a slang word for the car that I own. Most people that's what they call them, like Rexes. So.
What are you driving?
An origin story.
Subaru WRX.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking it's got to be like initial, WRX.
Just to clarify, Rex, I think you spun out coming down the hill and then taking the uphill left, correct?
Yeah.
And so, did you just get on the throttle a little too fast? Was it really just the cold tires?
Yeah,
so
it was.
It
was just really the cold tires. I was trying to guide through, and I just put too much steering and put in rears. I got this wave to Puff when he drove past me.
Hey, man.
And then I climbed the gap back to him, and then safety car came on. So,
well, great recovery, great job.
Thank you.
Puff Digital's next. I don't think the other guy made it in.
No, Josh made it in.
Yeah,
Joshua.
Joshua's in here.
I'm P2,
Joshua's
so
P2,
put
yeah.
Puff to the back burner. That's all I got to say.
Joshua's more important.
All right, GP.
Ex-Ferrari driver right there.
Check the teleprompter for your next question, GP.
Oh, all right. Hey, Josh. You got all the cycles stored away for the winter?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right,
Whole
cool.
bunch of them. You got it.
Awesome. So I think you started 12th, and so Big and I were talking. And I was like, you know what, Josh has always said that he is a poor qualifier. His magic is in the race and managing a race and just being consistent. Do you feel that that's what got you to second tonight?
Yep, and a well-timed safety car I think would have helped too. So I was kind of in between because my hards weren't wearing out very fast. If I was gonna take him to the softs and hope for a safety car, but that happened before I had to make that decision. So I would have been like the cork in the bottle and just kind of holding everybody else up that had pitted. And safety car came out, went for mediums, and went from there.
Awesome, great job, great drive.
Yep.
There was so much action. It was a lot of fun to see. I trying to recollect everything that happened.
My rear view mirror doesn't go that far back to the Ferrari Williams battle, so I mean I was just kind of focused on ahead.
So, well, let me ask you
back,
this.
I was in P3.
That was a nice Jeep shot. It was very clever.
So,
He's
Joshua,
more worried about the Alfa Romeo.
This is a question I don't hear people ask drivers much at all, really. What was your defining moment in the race? What do you feel you did or happened that really made the difference for you?
I just kind of kept it clean. After the last safety car restart, I kind of had a feeling Rex was burning through the ERS up front, so I was just kind of hanging back, saving. And
I was chilling at 80%.
Oh, never mind then. But then I ended up getting a penalty, so I wasn't worried about catching them because of the penalty. I just saved my ERS to defend from the guys behind me to keep it on track. So
Awesome. Bigger?
I forgot to interview Puff, man.
No, all right. Well, I'll interview Puff for sure. Puff,
I got nothing.
Congratulations.
This
Puff.
is the part where
digital.
I just sit here.
Puff.
I just sit here and wait for you guys to wrap it
All
up.
right. All right. So, Puff, I picked you to finish on the podium. I think I
No
picked
way.
Josh.
Did you actually?
Yeah, he did.
Yes,
he
I
did.
did.
No
GP.
way.
did.
Yes, GP.
Yeah,
GP
I did. I
GP's
said
an
I paid
oracle.
homage.
Okay.
Yeah, I paid homage to the man that deserves
Ferrari.
the honor.
We gotta stick together.
You got it. I think I might have thrown Joshua in there at the last minute, or maybe I wanted to and I didn't. But anyhow, all right. So congratulations. Being in a Ferrari, it's not surprising that you'd be on the podium. So let me start by asking you the same question, the last question I asked Josh. So what do you feel was the biggest, the defining moment that got you to the podium?
I don't know. It's honestly tough to choose. I think I finished
Not getting penalties.
without making a single overtake on track. I don't think I overtook one car. Oh no, I overtook Fuzz and I kind of bumped him. So maybe that. Adri
fine, it's
rear-ended me
Fuzz.
really good. So that kind of got him off my back once he rear-ended me. That was pretty good. I don't know. Tough to pick one moment. I spun on the safety car restart. That really
Yeah, we caught that. Yep. So, and I'm glad you brought it up. Believe it or not, I actually forgot about it. I was on board anyways. When you made, when both you and Fuzz made the move on, I forget who it was now, but and you made the late move on Fuzz going down at the end of the front straight. And it looked like there was contact. Fuzz saved it, whether there was or wasn't contact. Were you guys in the same party? Were you talking to each other? Did you apologize if you were, or how'd that play out?
Yeah, we were all in one giant party. I think pretty much half the grid was in there.
Okay.
So I had a lot of overspeed, obviously with like the double slipstream and then chasing down Fuzz. And it was kind of just last minute call where I don't know, I just kind of saw the gap and then, yeah, just sent it. He had mentioned a few times, like, if I'm holding you up, let me know, because obviously he had the penalties, but, no, just kind of in the moment, I thought I had enough speed, and I missed the apex a bit, so we did touch. I think it was just kind of a bit of wheel banging, but, yeah, nothing serious, thankfully.
Is Fuzz mad at you?
Never. No.
Trent has caused drama.
We have a great chemistry at Ferrari. I think the rest of the league gets mad at the both of us enough where we don't need to get mad at each other. Somehow everyone's rooting against us, so that just kind of helps us stay on the same page. Well, they were against us in the Red Bull too, but yeah, no, we're always on the same page.
So it's awesome. We had an Alfa Romeo, a McLaren, and a Ferrari finishing on the podium. I think that I was talking to Big at the beginning of this. Watching last night's stream, Puff and the guys did a great job. It was awesome. Seeing the teams come up, tier 1, tier 2, it was incredible. I was so excited because of the pairings and how good everybody was, and the uncertainty and excitement in what could be and what's going to be. Does that affect your thinking when you guys are getting ready for this race? The competition, you guys know, is so good. How are you guys planning for the season as your teams? You got an Alfa Romeo, McLaren, and a Ferrari. What do you expect?
To be completely honest, I mean, I'm pretty aware that most guys probably have like an outright pace advantage. So it's just going to be like tonight, just trying to avoid penalties and keeping it on the track. I managed to do both those tonight, and that's just going to be the recipe all season.
Josh?
Was in.
What's that?
Josh, how do you feel? What do you think is going to be key for you guys this season, given the competition level?
Keeping it clean. That's usually my go-to. So last year I think I crashed more than I had ever crashed before. So for me, that's pretty much what it comes down to. If I usually keep it clean, I usually avoid penalties, and I can kind of shoot up the grid like Puff did. You finish like P9 on track and get that podium.
So Rex, your teammate wasn't here tonight, right?
Yep, he messaged me by.
So, has he been booted? Okay.
No, he's
It's Pre-Season, GP. Come on.
He's practicing. He's practicing with his wheel, and he didn't feel comfortable yet. So
no, but your teammate is. I think he raced in Tier 2 last year, or was it T3? I mean, he's very fast. So
he was Tier 1. I
He
think he
raced
was
in
in Tier
Tier
2. He raced in Tier 2.
Yeah. He raced in Tier 2. But I see this team pairing here, and it's like, wow, these guys are gonna be tough to beat. But then I look and I see Maverick and Packer. It's like, holy shit, that's pretty good too. Scaveney and Josh. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I think that consistency.
Josh and Puff rivalry still strong, eh? Never died.
Goes back a few years,
Yeah.
I think that I was telling Big at the beginning, before this race started, I thought that this is going to be an exciting season for all three tiers. There just seems, and I think Puff, one of you mentioned it during the stream last night, how it's just so exciting seeing these pairings and how competitive this is going to be. I think that this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think every season we kind of trend more and more towards kind of league-wide parity. I mean, there's a few guys at the top of T1 who are just kind of insane. So, those guys have kind of separated themselves. But
I appreciate it when Sharpshooter DQs himself for qualifying and then crashes during the race. If you could do that about 5 more times during the season, that'd be appreciated. So.
Yeah, when Packer doesn't show up, and there's a few more podium spots up for grabs. So, but overall, in general, I think across all three tiers, this is definitely the tightest all three grids have been. So, yeah, it is exciting. The beginning of the season is always the best too.
Always
the best. Hopes and dreams crushed yet.
Before I hand it over to Bigga to either ask questions or close it down, I just wanted to reiterate what I had said to Bigga earlier and on the Discord. You guys did a fabulous job yesterday. That was very entertaining. informative, a lot of fun, and I'm glad we only do it once a year, because come this summer, we don't need to do that, but that's fine. But
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. It really was.
I appreciate it. It was all.
I don't know.
I mean, we try to put on like a little bit of a spectacle, I guess. Once a year, like you said. We don't need to do it every season, but when we have the random calendar like this, it's fun to do it as like a interactive sort of like engagement style. So
Everybody
yeah,
gets to see the choices come up live. It's not like we did this behind closed doors. You're seeing it just like we're seeing it. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Buzz rigged the wheel.
With all the scuff mistakes and poor audio from RC and the wheel not working, you get to see it all. That's part of the charm.
Well, great job. My hat's off to you guys.
Thank you, GP.
All right, guys. Obviously, the interviews ran a little bit longer than I was expecting. That was a solid 20 minutes of interviews. GP, you carried that shit.
Sorry.
That's
well,
all right.
I mean, with
it was great.
Myself, I mean, I get it.
It's not every day you get 2 champions on the podium.
At least ask for their autographs off stream, for Christ's sakes, GP. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, it was good to have you in the booth tonight, GP. Appreciate you being here. I'd love to see you in the commentary booth more this season. I really enjoy your look on things and your enjoyment and pleasure in the league. Like you have such a natural enjoyment that comes through when you're talking about the racing and the things that you like about the league and stuff. So it's always a pleasure having you here and chatting with you in general. And I appreciate you popping in to support me on the stream tonight. And it's just nice bouncing ideas off you and joking around with you. So thanks for being here and thanks for running the interviews there. You asked a lot of good questions and got some good answers out of these guys. And I appreciate everybody watching. If you're still here somehow, thanks for being here. And if you're watching the VOD on demand, the VOD. Yeah. Anyways, you know what I mean. If you're watching this later on, hit subscribe. Make sure you get the notifications turned on. You'll see when we go live around 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, Tier 1, 2, and 3, respectively. We have 2 more preseason tests this week. We're probably going to hand the reins over to some other guys unless they can't make it or something like that. You might hear from me by the end of the week. But hopefully we get a couple new commentary pairings for you guys lined up and get some good consistency in the commentary booth for the Tier 2 and Tier 3. And then you'll be with me on Monday nights for Tier 1. And who knows who'll be with me. Everybody and anybody could be here. But next week, Mexican Grand Prix. Tier 1 gets things fired up for round 1. We're doing 20 races this season, right? Round 1 of
Correct.
20. Next week, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tune in. We're off to a brand new season. It's got that new season smell, Just picked it up, fresh out of the
black
pack.
ice.
Oh yeah, baby. And ZOR Season 7. Can't believe we're into the 7th season of this thing. Thanks for everybody for being here. Thanks for all the drivers for showing up and putting on a show for us every week. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next week for round 1. Mexican Grand Prix. Good night, everybody.
Woo! Good night, guys. Thanks for the broadcast.